ice cream.
Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Star Talk. For us in the broadcasting world, today is International Children's Day. And the theme mandated by UNICEF for this year is Children in Conflict. So to mark it, we thought we'd do something different. We'd get one of my all-time favorite guests, the Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Mrs. Sushma Swaraj. And we'd get an audience of Delhi's best and brightest children. And instead of my asking the questions, we'd let them ask the questions to Mrs. Swaraj. Let's start straight away with Ankur.
In the eyes of the world, India is seen as a weak state. The image of the foreign minister flying with 3 terrorists to Kandahar is still fresh in the minds of the people. India is a country with the 4th largest army, the 7th largest air force, and a blue water navy. I want to ask you, ma'am, then why is India still a weak state?
Okay, Ankur, before she answers, I'm going to ask this audience. How many of you think India looks like a weak state? Put your hands up. About 30%. Sushmaji, why?
Yes.
What answer is there for that?
Veer, I don't agree with this perception that India is perceived as a weak state in the world community. And as regards Kandahar, I think as a child, Ankur's reaction is very valid. But I would like to say that diplomacy is not as innocent as childhood, Ankur. The same Maulana Masood Azhar, whom General Pervez Musharraf termed as religious leader in Agra, General Pervez Musharraf had to dissociate himself from the terrorist outfit of that very Maulana Masood Azhar, the Jaish-e-Mohammed. So as I said, that no single event is end of the world. And this shows that we were right in our diplomacy.
So what you're saying is sometimes we may not appear aggressive, but that's because in diplomacy sometimes you have to be subtle.
Yes.
Subtlety is not the same as weakness.
The requirement of diplomacy, yes.
Nitya?
Ma'am, why is our foreign policy concerning Pakistan so contradictory and flawed? Well, if I remember correctly, sometime before President Musharraf visited India, Prime Minister Vajpayee himself said that unless and until cross-border terrorism is ended, we will not have any talks with Pakistan. Yet, he himself, after some time, invited
That's a good question.
President Musharraf.
Why did we reverse our policy
Yes.
is what you're asking. Yeah? It's a very good question.
We reversed the policy because the circumstances reversed. When Prime Minister Vajpayee said that we will not talk to Pakistan unless cross-border terrorism is over, that time we had already announced a unilateral ceasefire. When you announce unilateral ceasefire, then naturally you will ask for something in return, some gesture of reciprocity. So we were saying, now you stop cross-border terrorism, then we will initiate the dialogue. But this policy was reversed when we announced that there will not be any ceasefire now. So the circumstances totally changed. That's why we initiated the dialogue.
Damini?
Why are we following a policy of refrain and restraint against Pakistan? Why is it always the Pakistanis who have to attack us first and not play by the rules? Shouldn't we just follow a policy of hot pursuit against Pakistan and push them out of the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir? Or should we just say that we are scared of Pakistan?
Sahil?
After the Lahore Declaration and the Agra Summit failed, has India realized that the talks with Pakistan are doing no good? Shouldn't India launch an offensive attack against the major Pakistan-based and sponsored terrorist organizations to check cross-border terrorism?
Okay. How many people here believe we should attack Pakistan? Put your hands up. Quite a lot. How many people believe it's better to talk to them? The hawks have it, Sushma ji.
First of all, I would like to clear your doubt, especially the doubt expressed by Damini, that India is not scared of Pakistan. Mind, a country of 100 billion will never be scared of Pakistan. This is one thing you must clear this doubt from your mind. Now the question of refrain or restrain or why don't we attack, I think the short answer to that will be wait for the right moment. You should not stop dialogue, but if compulsions are there and if they compel us, then India will not lag behind.
All right. Somebody else?
It just took the falling down of 2 buildings in America for America to bomb Afghanistan and, bomb it down to
So how
ashes
long
or
are we
whatever.
going to wait is your question.
Exactly.
All right, okay. I have a similar question. Pallavi Aaron has a similar question.
Don't you think it seems that the life of an American is much more important than that of an Indian? 5,000 people died in the WTC attack, but many thousands of people have died in the Kashmir conflict over thousands of years. So how come India's war against terrorism is much more weaker than America's campaign? Why so?
It's again, Misha, something else you wanted to ask about that, right?
My question is, can we consider the US a friend of India when it comes to Kashmir? Will it support us or will it support Pakistan?
Should I
Similar
put a counter question to you, Misha? Why should we at all wait for US response? Why should we be concerned about it whether US will be friend or not? Why should we wait for the help from US?
All right.
It is our fight. No,
Okay.
it is our fight against
wait a
terrorism. We will fight it on our own.
Okay.
And the Prime Minister and the Home
one question to
Minister
the ones first.
are on record.
Okay. What's your question?
America is a superpower. If we take its help, we're more likely of gaining privileges and winning the war against
So you're saying
terrorism.
that's why America matters?
Yes, that's why. It's
America
powerful.
matters
How many
everywhere.
people saying that we can't fight a war against terrorism without the support of America? So most people would agree with Sushma ji that it's
Yes.
our war, we must fight
Yes.
it ourselves.
I want to say something.
All right. Okay. They take a microphone. Tell me why there's a difference.
Sir, we are a brave country. We can fight Pakistan on our own. But if we have United States support, we have the world backing behind us, it will obviously add to our advantage.
So we will fight it alone if need be, but of course it's better to fight it with help.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. All right.
One and one make an
Okay,
11.
just give the microphone to the boy behind you.
Let's just fall back to what you said. The right time has not popped up. 50 years since independence, no right time yet. So, do you still expect the right time to come out?
Let me just see where
Many
all you're coming
times.
from. Let's hang on. Sushma we are moving on to the right time. Let's stick with the America question. Basically, all of you believe that America should support us, and many of you feel America has double standards. Is that right? Yeah. Sushma ji.
No, I think this child has articulated the question very well, and it's a very valid point. But that war, beta, we have already won. It is India which has brought cross-border terrorism on the international agenda. It was Prime Minister Vajpayee who went to the US Congress and while addressing the US Congress told them that distance is no guarantee to safety, to security. And America had it. So not for any love for India, but for their own interest, America will eliminate terrorism because they know if there is one terrorist camp left in Kashmir or one terrorist camp left in Pakistan or Afghanistan, it will again strike at US and not at India. So it will be in their own interest, it will be their own strategy that they will come and help in eliminating international terrorism.
Kanika Mahajan.
Recently, our school children went to Pakistan for a cultural exchange program. And when they met Pakistanis, they actually found out that inside their hearts, they actually have love for the Indians. So is the entire conflict between India and Pakistan only politically motivated?
Would you like peace as well, Kanika?
Yes, definitely.
And you think you can achieve peace without war?
Definitely. If we try, we can achieve anything.
All right. Sushma ji.
When you went to Pakistan and you saw and you experienced yourself in the cultural exchange that people of Pakistan have no hatred for Indians, rather they have love for Indians. That has been my experience too. When 2 years ago I went to Pakistan. But my simple answer to that will be compulsion of domestic politics of Pakistan politicians.
Ma'am, that means from India, like there is no domestic, like
Not at all.
no conflict
There
between
is no
politicians and
compulsion
India.
of Indian politicians because Indian politicians, they don't win their elections on the basis of hate Pakistan, whereas in Pakistan, whosoever comes in power, they win the election on hate India campaign.
Okay. Final thing, having heard this, any of you more optimistic about peace? You started out with real hawks. How many people think war is inevitable? Within the next 5 years?